So one of the things I really wanted to talk to Courtney about today, Courtney loves angel cards, and she has a great connection to angel cards. So one of the things I will say is, let's talk about how to pick the perfect angel card deck or tarot deck for you. Mm-hmm. So what are your best ideas about picking an angel card deck?
Before I pick one, I take deep breaths and then to kind of center myself of what I actually like compared to what others like. So it's not influenced on me. What do I resonate more with?
I really do agree, because one of the things I love doing is I love going when people have like tons of them in a bookstore or something like that, and kind of like picking and choosing. But usually what I'll end up doing is kind of like almost like closing my eyes and like running my hand over all of the decks until I find one, because it may be one where I go, ooh, I really don't care for that, and I won't pick it, but it's one of those energetically it's a good match for me. So I try to do it kind of gently and easily as I do that. And then I love when bookstores have them open, so you can kind of like play with the deck a little bit before.
Get to see the pictures.
Get to see the pictures. What are the write-ups about? So that's a really important one for me. And then I normally only have about 3 to 4 decks that I'm working with at any given time, like personal readings for myself or personal readings for other clients.
You know, another thing that I do? So when I shop, this is normally when I shop, this is just an example, I will throw stuff in my basket and then I'll walk around the store, and then just over time I'll just like, nope, I didn't really need that. So with with angel cards or whatever, tarot that people pick, one of the things I do is I may grab one and then just walk around for a little bit to make sure, am I connecting with this or not? And if I get any type of weird feeling like, then you know what? There we go. It's time to put it down. That means because there's something that's not connecting with us.
Right.
So, I think it's not a one size fits all on how everybody does their, how they try to connect with their cards. But that's one of the techniques that I do.
I understand, because I think it's very personal what your angel card deck is and how you connect with it. And for me, a lot of times, cards that don't really give me a lot of information when I touch them, I don't want it. It's one of those, I want to get that like instant connection, and then have that instant connection reinforced by what's written on the card or what's in the explanation. So I'm trying to find ones that are super connectors, that they really want to connect to my energy. Interestingly though, I think it's all about how they're produced or how they're made. Like, how did that person go through the process of finding angel cards? How did they come up with the explanation? How did they deal with all of this energy? Because if they were in a chaotic situation, that card's going to be chaotic.
Oh, you mean the author?
The author of it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing that I do find myself, I resonate more with cards by specific authors. And then there's certain authors I do not connect with at all. And it could be because of that author's energy. I'm not sure what it is. It's nothing negative against that person. It's just maybe there's just not a connection with my energy with them.
I think that's kind of one of the interesting ones, is when you're connecting with the type of card. I like my cards a certain way because I want to make that instant connection and move forward. And if that author didn't have a good connection with the cards, I'm probably not going to have a good connection with those cards as well.
Yeah, some people that my publisher says I have to meet this deadline, they're just rushing through it rather than putting that, their energy and thought and, love and, everything into it. So, yeah. And you don't want whatever energy, like you said, whatever energy they were going through at the time, you don't want that to connect to you, especially if it's anything with anxiety, pressure, just more of the negative aspect. That's something I wouldn't want to connect with.
Yeah. Well, and to me, I like cards that are very detailed, like that have an easy connection. So I know this is about love, this is about this. And because each card has so much information embedded in it, but it's one of those like, where am I connecting to, like the person or the card?
Is there a certain theme that you resonate more with?
I resonate a lot with planets, energy, angel, and more angels. I will probably say those are kind of my favorite ones. And there are certain authors that I will check out their cards before I check someone else's. And that's one of the reasons why I usually close my eyes and just kind of like run my hand over it, because I want to feel like, is there someone else's energy that's now on the playing board? Like their cards are on the deck. Like, am I resonating with them instead of going like, oh, I don't like her energy, or I don't like his energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as for myself, other ones that I really resonate with are, of course, the angel cards. Or I look for angel cards with a theme of maybe the Victorian side. And maybe that's a past life thing, which is another topic. But it's really weird. Like I just resonate really well with those type of themes. And where I can see that the author or the person that's doing the illustration for the card put a lot of thought and detail into it also.
I will definitely say it's one of those, the energy of the cards, the author, the artist, all of that come together to make the card deck great for me or not great for me. And so that's one of the things I always kind of keep in mind is like, what is that energy of each of the cards, and can I connect to it? Because I do have people that will come in and be like, all I want is a straight angel card reading. And so I'll pull out so many decks and be like, these are my top decks, and which ones do you want me to do that?
Do you do any type of prayer before you select your deck? To see, for the, for loved ones or angels or, spirit guides to help you pick out that deck that you want to read?
Not necessarily. It's more the energy of it. Now, when I do a reading for someone, I'm usually connecting to their angels and guides. Like, what does this person require knowing? So I'm connecting to their family, their ancestors, their energy, and then also at the same time, like, what is the information that they really require out of this session with me?
Do you ever connect to your energy where you want to connect with cards just for a specific theme?
I do. There are certain ones. I always start out with a certain deck first, and then I'll modify on those decks or those cards, getting more detailed information or more like details for that person that I'm doing the reading for, or even myself. I used to, when I first started doing angel card readings, I would do like 20 angel card readings for myself. Like it was just like like almost addicted to like, what do my angels want to tell me about this, or what do my angels want me to know about this? And then I found that I didn't require it as much. I was already connecting with them faster without the cards than I was with the cards. And so I love that connection with them, but it took the cards to get me that connection.
Do you ever buy a specific tarot just for yourself, where you do not use them for readings for anyone else? It's just for you and you tuck it away. And then when you do readings for others, you have other deck of cards you choose from. Do you do something like that?
I do. Usually I have what I call my classroom set. So when I'm teaching a class, and it's probably about a good 30 decks that I have. And usually when I do a reading for someone, I will bring out several of those and go, which one do you resonate with? And I'll do a reading for you with that deck, and not necessarily my own personal private decks. I keep that energy clean because it's one of those, like, I don't allow anybody to touch them or anything else. It's like, this
That's
is
what I was
my,
going to ask you
like,
next. Was,
no.
Do you let them touch your cards or anything like that?
Nope. Now, my classroom set, you can touch, saying people touch them all the time, deal with them, that sort of thing. That's great, but my own personal deck, that's a no-no.
And wait, so just to clarify, your own personal deck, that's the one you just do your own reading
with.
But the ones you do readings for others, you let them touch those
Yes.
decks. Okay. Just wanted to clarify that.
Because my own personal deck, my husband's never touched it, my kids have never touched, like, it's one of those, and when we travel or go somewhere, that deck always goes with me.
Okay, so what's the theme of that deck?
Angels.
Angels.
That's my favorite deck. That is the one I've used the longest, and that deck is never messed with. We thank you so much for joining us today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.